Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Today, I wanted to have a little chat about the blockbuster rematch coming up between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivovol. Now, what can we say about what's happening in the boxing world? Like, not only do we get a fight that was talked about for years between the two clear best in that division. Now, say what you want about Riyadh season, Turkey Al Sheikh, the Saudis and what they're in doing to this sport, but they're bringing us the fights that we want to see. And did you guys think we were going to get an instant rematch just a few months later, headlining a stacked card? Like, we're seeing a shift in the boxing model. For years, boxing was very top heavy. Your main attraction on the bill and just filler up the card. And most people didn't even start rolling into the arena until the co-main event. How that is changing. Like I said, this card, the last crescendo they're calling it, is an absolute dream matchup. Like, in terms of quality up and down the card, this is the highest level of a UFC pay-per-view model. Like, fights that could be headlining a pay-per-view by themselves, all up and down the card. Like I said, we had that rematch between Dmitry Bivovol and Artur Beterbiev. Very closely contested first fight. A lot of controversy coming out, but these are the clear two guys. Coming down, we have Daniel Dubois, who is one of the most informed fighters in the world right now, coming off his beautiful performance, shocking the world against Anthony Joshua. Now he's taking on Joseph Parker, a guy who doesn't really get the respect he deserves. Beat Big Bang Zhang in his only fight last year, but he's building, man. Like, beat Deontay Wilder. Yes, he's suffered a few setbacks at the top level, but that sort of builds a guy like this. So Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker in the co-main event. Obviously, everyone's super high on Dubois, but Joseph Parker is a really, really savvy technical boxer, and for heavyweight, he does a great job of minimalizing the power coming back against these huge punches, and just outsmarting him. So I know Dubois has had pretty extensive career, but yeah, I think this is a big test for him. And I think if he's overlooking someone like Joseph Parker, clearly winning that Usyk rematch, then yeah, you can see how it just sets up the big upset. Joseph Parker, I think, really needs to be getting more attention coming into a matchup like this. Virgil Ortiz Jr. versus Madrimov. What a fight. I think this was supposed to be Boots Ennis, but I don't know what happened there. Could you imagine if Boots versus Ortiz Jr. was on this card as well? Far out. But nonetheless, Madrimov, opened a lot of eyes in his performance against Crawford. Went tooth and nail. Like, that was 7-5, like a really, really close fight. He's getting an absolute, complete different stylistic matchup. Like, Virgil Ortiz Jr., yes, he's a technical boxer, but he is a pressure fighter. He is walking you down and trying to hurt you. So, to see how that is going to match up against the beautiful Soviet style of Madrimov, which you can't really replicate, is something I'm really, really looking forward to seeing because, Ortiz Jr. and Boachuk pulled on one of the fights of the year last year and gained me a fan for life. Virgil Ortiz Jr. is an electrifying talent, someone who is rising through their career and just starting to hit the top of the ranks now. I think this guy is a savage, and just for Tim Tszyu's sake, I'm so glad that fight didn't get made after the Fundora match. I know Tim Tszyu suffered a devastating knockout nonetheless, but yeah, I think Virgil Ortiz Jr. would have put a real hurting on him, and maybe so later down the stretch in a fight, but you never know. Tim Tszyu is powerful and can crack, so definitely a fight I'd like to see down the line if Tim Tszyu can rebuild a little bit. Like I said, guys, you look down the whole card top to bottom and it's stacked. I'm sort of just, I would say, more of a casual on the boxing side, but I'm really trying to learn. I'm watching all these events and I have a great passion for boxing, the sweet side. So seeing, the fights that all of us fans want to see is just another magnet to draw me into this beautiful sport. And I'm sure you guys feel the same, all you older boxing heads who have been watching the sport for years. I'm sure there was an error there or errors where it was just lots of frustration because you didn't get the fights you wanted to see. But it seems like with Turkey throwing all of the money that he is, we're getting all that. We're getting all that back now. We're getting the fights we want to see. So how can you complain about that? Let's dive into that main event because we have a barn burner. Like that first fight, in terms of high level chess match, was just such a nail biter to see. Like, if you knew how much went in to this fight, the years of training, the years of hype for these two to meet finally at that crescendo. The fight was as high level as you can get. Maybe not as entertaining in terms of the back and forth slugfest of it, but if you have a good eye for boxing, sweet science, like I said, yeah, I'm sure this was one of your favorite fights of last year because, like I said, it was just so high level in terms of the adjustments. One guy would adjust, and then the other guy would adjust to the adjustment. Like the guys were so tooth and nail until Beterbiev just started to pull away in those later rounds. That I cannot wait to see all of the adjustments that each fighter makes going into the rematch because both of these guys have incredible minds for boxing. Bivol and Beterbiev's styles are so contrastly different, and that's what makes a contest like this so special. Two guys at the top of their game, and with a lot of controversy coming out of the last decision, that Beterbiev got the nod. You know, I think Bivol is going to have a fire in his belly, a real fire in his belly, and he's going to want to get that one back ASAP. So it's power, Terminator power in Beterbiev, just ungodly conditioning versus that Soviet Russian in and out style, hit and not get hit. So let me know what you guys think. I am beyond excited for this matchup, and I think that hype is just going to build and build the closer we get to the event. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, I would really, really appreciate that, and we will chat soon.